is Orchid. I'm here at Collision at the booth for Skinopathy. I'm super excited to be talking to Keith Loo, co-founder of this wonderful startup. Keith, introduce yourself a little bit and how did you get to start Skinopathy? How did this company actually come about?
You just introduced me, so I can skip that part, but we started this because we were seeing a lot of patients coming in through our clinics with late-stage skin cancers. And that's a real problem because it'll get worse and worse. And so we need to create technology to help people screen for cancer at home. That was the genesis of this, so that people could stop dying at home. And that's how we started.
Wow. So when you say dying at home, you're talking about cancer, but what about other things that patients experience with dermatology? Like we know in Canada, it's almost impossible to see a dermatologist in a month or so. Is there anything that Skinopathy does to actually help that?
So the average wait time across the country is about a year. In the GTA, it's 3 to 6 months, but Ottawa, we've heard up to 18 months from our patients. Northern Ontario, up to 24 months. Nova Scotia, Saskatchewan, up to 36 months.
Wow.
And so that's why we say if you have skin cancer, it progresses to late stage, it becomes very, very serious. But however, there are other skin conditions. If you have really bad acne, or if your psoriasis is getting worse, if you need your eczema treated, waiting a long time is still incredibly sometimes painful, but certainly very stressful. And so there's a lot of different quality of life impacts. And what we do is essentially get you to the right doctor at the right time the first time, so that it really shortens the wait time. So for us, the average wait time across all skin conditions is 2 to 4 weeks. But when we find something urgent, because our technology can triage, so the fastest a patient has seen a doctor through us, who downloaded our app online, did an AI screening online, saw a doctor online, and then came in to have their cancer removed, was 4 hours.
Wow. So you touched a couple of points that are really close to my heart. My background is pharmaceuticals, 30 years. And you mentioned getting the patient to the right doctor. So every pharma company talks about having the right drug to the right patient at the right time. So I'm going to put my pharma hat on for a second. What is it that Skinopathy can do for a company, let's say, that has a psoriasis drug that they're launching? And think about it from a perspective of clinical trials, but also a patient tool or a patient support program.
So you say psoriasis, I actually have psoriatic arthritis, and as a patient that has to pay thousands of dollars a month for my treatment, I know how painful it is for actually our patients. Right now, from a patient perspective, everything is incredibly manual. Everything takes a long time, and it's really bad for me as a patient because this week, actually, I'm not going to get the delivery of my prescription because of a clerical error from the support program. Right, and so there's a lot of things that can be improved there, and it's exactly what our technology helps with. But the other side of it is actually identifying and activating the right patients, because you say psoriasis patients, there's light psoriasis, heavy psoriasis, psoriatic arthritis is a big range, and being able to actually granularly identify and activate those patients is precisely what our technology does.
And it does that with a little bit of AI, I heard. Tell us a little bit about AI. We heard a lot of scary things about AI recently, so how do we know that the AI is actually helping patients get diagnosed or assessed? And what's the role of the dermatologist when the AI is actually in effect?
That's like a three-pronged question you asked. So let's start with the first one, which I think has to do with privacy, responsibility, and ethics. And what's important is when you're leveraging AI, you have to do it the right way and do it responsibly. And the Responsible AI Institute designated our AI as the only dermatological AI in the world that's doing it the right way. We consider access, we consider bias, we consider responsibility and privacy. So these are all really important, so much so that we just announced that we are the only AI in the world that can assess medical conditions on dark skin tones, even when dermatologists cannot.
How do you do that?
So it's our core of our technology that actually is through our AI. It's through different levels of convolutional neural networks and very complex way of doing it, but we've solved that problem. So first was talking about responsibility. The second side of your question was
how do you know that, well, actually you answered that question, but the reason I asked about how do you do that is, I mean, most of the AI that's used in many different ways of looking at patients, unfortunately, are not a wide sample, and dermatology is an area where you have different color skin. So how are you getting different color skin into your AI?
Well, first of all, this company is started in Canada, and we're very metropolitan as a country as it is. My co-founder is a plastic surgeon with over 120,000 patients, but we also have review ethics board's approval to have all of Alberta's data when it comes to skin cancer, burn patients, etc. Essentially, we work very closely with both the government and the medical sector to ensure that we get data, again, responsibly, ethically, and privately.
And you did something in Africa recently. I thought, didn't you just come back from Morocco?
That's right, and that's where we announced our newest medical breakthrough for people of color. And as you can imagine, Africa loves what we do because the medicine is already biased. The dermatologist could not assess them. Our technology can, so we can help them in a very meaningful way now. A lot of times, think about acne, eczema. A lot of the indication is how red your skin is. How do you see red on black with our human eyes? It's very difficult, but our technology that works on any cell phone can.
With any cell phone, even my mom's iPhone 6. I heard you say that. So one last question. We're at Collision.
Yes.
There's a lot of excitement, and you've been on the pitch stage. We also had an event yesterday with the pharmaceutical companies. What is the most exciting thing that you're learning from people who are interested? Like, why are they coming to you, and what is the excitement that you're hearing about skinopathy from their eyes?
I think our approach is very medically focused, pharmaceutically focused. We're not just another tech bro-led company. Our company is literally half health sciences, half technology. And so everything we do is very hyper-focused on making sure that industry does better. Everybody from the doctor to the nurse, but also to the pharmaceutical and the researchers. Because if we can help improve the entire journey, everybody benefits, and most of which is the patient.
Thank you. And this actually explains a little bit, actually not a little bit, a lot of why I personally have invested in this company. It's about the people. You've got, as you can see, Keith is incredibly motivated to do the right thing for the patients. Dr. Hong has been spending his entire life treating patients. And the responsible AI piece is not a small thing. Today in tech, it's a very big deal. And this company is taking it very seriously. So I can't think of another tech company that has taken a technology and made it available, very accessible, powered by AI, to make sure that people with skin disorders can manage their own disease, get triage faster, and get better care. And that care could include treatments, or it could include other things. So, how do we find you? How do we find you?
Skinopathy.com.
And also, if there is an app right now that's very available, if people want to check their skin, it's called
Get Skin Help.
Get Skin Help. It's available. You can download it on the app stores.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.